Stage 7 and the race leaving Calabria and heading for Basilicata. 196 kilometers of very, very testing terrain over 4 categorized climbs and a few more besides. A number of different riders attacking, including Wout Poels from Bahrain Victorious, followed by Davide Formolo. Those riders getting up the road in a very, very active opening phase of the race and going over the Passo Colla together. Davide Formolo then continuing on the Category 1 Monte Serino, taking with him Jorge Arcas, who couldn't hold the wheel. Very aggressive ride from Davide Formolo. Davide Villela from Cofidis then joining the Italian from UAE Team Emirates as they ground their way up the Cat 1 climb of the day. And eventually a 7-rider group got up the road when eventually Tom Dumoulin joined his teammate Koen Bouwman at the front of the race. Those 7 riders then established finally the breakaway of the day after some very active racing. The Cat 1 climb then went to Koen Bouwman, who picked up 40 points to move within a couple of points of the lead in the King of the Mountains competition with 2 more climbs still to go. He picked up the intermediate sprint at Viggiano with 70 kilometers to go. And as the group started to fracture on the slopes of the Montagna Grande di Viggiano, Koen Bouwman rose to the top of that climb as well. Picked up a further 18 points to move into the lead of the King of the Mountains competition. The young Dutchman, having only ever tasted victory before at the Criterium du Dauphiné, looking very strong and sprinting for points at the final climb of the day too, having been in difficulty on the earlier slopes. Koen Bouwman, a force to be reckoned with, supported by Tom Dumoulin, who was reminiscent once more of his best form. Those riders then had a sufficient gap to contest the breakaway victory amongst them and the stage win. Tom Dumoulin playing his part in a fast and furious approach to the final 300 meters, steep all the way to the finish line, but Koen Bouwman crossed the line alone.
Good job! Dankjewel. 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 Yes!
You come with me, okay? Come. Occhio dietro, occhio dietro, occhio dietro.
Yes! Godverdomme! Dankjewel. Goed gas, jongen. Yes. Heel dat je nog kunt, hè? Zo. Hey, jongen. Machientje, hè? Verzorgen. Zo blijven, jongens.
Occhio, occhio che arrivano, Viene, spazio. Fate spazio, per piacere.
Oh, fuck.
Tranquillo che passano di là, levati te.
Dit vind ik mooi, jongen. Dit vind ik ook 10 keer mooier dan ik zelf had gewonnen.
Guys, look at me, guys.
Jouw aandeel is niet onderschat.
Look at me, please.
Jouw aandeel is niet onderschat.
Good job.
Yes, oh, ik ben echt zo blij. Echt, oh lekker man. Oh, wat is dit joh?
Jezus man, wat jij
Oh,
beter
dat geloof ik toch niet.
Piacere, wat heb je al aan? Dat is gedaan.
Ja, dan mag je
Ik ben
erin.
helemaal af. En dan ben je vrij, hè? Niet tot, niet tot hier.
Dom echt. Oh, ik ben echt.
Controle? Kijk, controle Tom.
Jongen.
Kijk, controle Tom.
Kom, kom.
Ja, blijkbaar.
Kom, picture, picture.
Die met piacere.
Hey.
Twee keer op de sleutel. Enjoy it, hè? Oh, maat.
Dani, sulla rosa. Oh.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Oh,
Spelen.
zo blij. Lekker, lekker. Sterk, man.
Koen, 7 years with the professionals, your second win only, your first win in the Grand Tour. What's your feeling right now?
Unbelievable. Like my first victory in the Dauphiné, I can't believe it. Such a hard day actually. And in the final we were with 4 guys, with 2 of us, and Tom, he did a superb job in the last 2K. And already I felt feeling myself the whole day quite good. And one time on the climb I had a bit troubles, but I came back and I was actually confident for the sprint, and I'm so happy.
You were confident, but it was pretty steep.
Yeah, it was steeper than I thought. But when I started my sprint, I felt there's so much power left. So I knew I was getting close to the victory, and on 50 meters I looked behind and I had a big gap. So perfect.
As a team, how did you react after the disappointment on the Etna stage?
I mean, our GC guys, they lost time, and especially Tom. We're focusing now on stages with both of us, and Stam and Tobias are still trying to do a GC. But like now in the first attempt already, having a victory, can't describe it in words.
Proficiat.
Thank you.
Sei tu con lui? Maglia rosa, sei tu. Ah, ok.
Brilliant, powerful ride from Koen Bouwman, rescuing Jumbo-Visma's Giro to date, and bodes well for the future, beating Bauke Mollema into second place with Davide Formolo back in third and Dumoulin in fourth. Another day in pink for Juan Pedro Lopez, though under pressure at times, but holding on to his 38-second lead over Kemna.